You're on the Lovin Dubai show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all of the trending stories that everyone in the UAE is talking about. Our top story today, of course, Thursday will be the first day of Ramadan in the UAE.
And we'll also be talking about here's where you can catch Ramadan cannons from in the UAE.
Something you already know, the UAE listed as one of the happiest countries during the pandemic.
And cloud seeding flights have been dispatched, so more rain is possibly on the way.
Cloud seeding, love that topic. Of course, this is not our regular studio. We are live from Hilton Dubai, Palm Jumeirah, where you can win an iftar for four. We're going to talk about all of this splendid Palm-located hotel later on in the show.
Guys, did you hear that? You can be winning an iftar for four. All you have to do is get tagging, right? That's it. And of course, after all of today's top trending stories, we'll be getting into how to prevent MS. And that's going to be an interview that Casey had later on in the show after all the stories.
So just quickly, the sponsor of today's show is the Hilton Dubai Palm Jumeirah. It's located on the Palm, and as we drove through this morning, oh my days, what a breathtaking view. It is a beautiful day, and we are beyond jealous of all of the people flowing through here, living their best staycation lives. We are starting our work day, and they're just so chill, casual, going to this amazing breakfast buffet, which of course we hit. But if you would like to win iftar for four at Mosul, which is where we are currently located, get tagging, tag someone who deserves it, tag your mom, tag your bestie, and you can win iftar for four at Hilton Dubai, Palm Jumeirah, right here.
Exactly, drop in a few emojis, stand up. With the breakfast buffets, hands down.
This is Simran's work. This is Simran's work. I mean, you hit it. You hit it hard, of course. You went for juice. You went for pastries.
Oh my gosh, breakfast buffets. They've got everything, and you just can keep going back for more and more and more and more. And especially the spread over here, it's incredible.
Do you have a strategy?
Strategy?
A breakfast buffet strategy. You have to have a strategy, right? You can't just go. You can't just go and see the first thing that you like and take it.
My strategy?
Yeah.
It's to literally get 2 plates, stack it up, and bring it back to my table so I don't have to keep getting up and going back to the buffet. So that's my strategy. What is yours?
I'll do like a couple. I'll start on the fruits.
Okay.
Then look for like a chia pudding, coffees, and then potentially into the handbag for lunch later. Right. When I was younger, my mum used to do it, and I used to be so embarrassed. Now, furiously, and we will announce it later in the day, and more on this hotel later in the show. But of course, let's jump in.
So someone in the comments is like, their strategy is to go survey the entire buffet first, and then, start picking out the food they want.
This is not your first rodeo if that's your strategy. If that's your strategy, you've done enough hotel buffets in your time.
You can't relate.
Can't relate. Okay, first story. This was announced yesterday, of course. Top story in the UAE and in the region. Thursday will be the first day of Ramadan in the UAE. So the UAE's moon sighting committee announced that today will be the 30th day of Shaban, which means Thursday will be the first day of the holy month of Ramadan in the UAE.
Woo. So in line with that, President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has ordered the release of 1,025 prisoners serving various sentences in the UAE ahead of the holy month.
Which is an incredible initiative, and it's amazing for the families involved, and we know that there's a massive praise and thanks to His Highness for the move, which comes as part of Prophet Muhammad's humanitarian initiatives and is reflective of the values of forgiveness and tolerance to give pardoned inmates an opportunity to start a new life and ease the suffering of their families. So as we said, a lot of families are very thankful this morning as that was announced in line with the beginning of Ramadan in the UAE, which starts on Thursday.
Exactly. Sarah just commented saying she is so excited for Ramadan. I think we all are. It's just like such an incredible month in terms of like family bonding, in terms of giving back, in terms of all the beautiful setups around the city. Especially hotels and malls. It's just such a stunning time.
It is so beautiful, and it's just about Ramadan vibes, you know. And I was talking to a couple of the girls in the office about what's special for them, and you know how they feel about Dubai and the UAE, and they think they need more vibes, you know. And it was so beautiful coming into the hotel this morning because they were already prepped.
Yeah.
And they have, you know, a beautiful floral arrangement. They have crescent moons. Even coming into Mosul, they have this amazing setup. I wish you could see more of it behind us, and maybe we can show you a little bit after the show. But throughout, there's just a little nod everywhere. There's lanterns everywhere set up. There's, you know, amazing like cushions outside. So when you come and you know enjoy iftar, this didn't mean to go into this hotel specifically, but it's just every hotel is giving for the next month, and it's a very spectacular time to just come out and enjoy with friends and family.
100%, like the majlis setups and the fairy lights everywhere around the city. It's just so beautiful. I remember my grandmother. She came in like so many years ago to Dubai, like during Ramadan, and she's like, when you're on a flight so many feet, like 500 feet up in the air, it's just like you look down and Dubai looks like a fairyland, you know, like everything is lit up during the holy month of Ramadan. So it just looks so incredible and unlike any other city in the world, like especially from up there at nighttime.
Wow, I love flying in it during the day. It's amazing. So of course there's a lot of things that you can do. Dubai has also announced a lot of activations also in Abu Dhabi, and one of the things that people love in particular in the holy month is of course the iftar cannons, which are going to be located across the city. And the iftar Ramadan cannon is a tradition as old as time, and they say that it originated in Egypt. Of course the UAE also practices the same tradition, so every day at sunset you'll hear the cannon across the city. And actually they say it was before the time of clocks, before the time of phones, before the time that we knew the time like immediately. That's how it would signify the beginning of sunset.
Do you know how they used to do it back in the days? They had a shadow clock. So it's like according to the shadows you can tell what time of the day it is. Of course, like according to the sun as well, but like the shadow clock was the first form of a clock.
Wow, okay, so that's way back when.
Way back. Like dinosaur age.
When I was born.
Dubai police have been firing the cannon.
Not insecure.
Oh no. Maybe, yeah, possibly. For years at every sunset, right before the Maghrib prayers. So to signal the end of the daily fast in Dubai, each year they set up like a few locations with some being fixed just like how it's being fixed below the Burj Khalifa and the Sheikh Zayed Mosque in Abu Dhabi.
So I know I've seen it many times, but now you know there's a lot of locations that you get out and enjoy it. So take note, in Dubai, if you're here and you want to be part of the Iftar Cannon experience, you can visit Expo City Dubai, Burj Khalifa, Dubai Festival City, Mandat Jumeirah, and then Hatta Souk and Guest House, also on Blue Waters just for 2 days, April 12th and 13th. And there'll be locations in Ras Al Khaimah, Al Ain, Abu Dhabi. So if you want to get out and enjoy it, there's specific times. Of course, it's at sunset, and make the most of it this year. And the purpose is that everyone should be able to hear it throughout the city. So even if you can't get out there, you should be able to hear it in your home.
So if you hear the sound, don't be alarmed. It is the Ramadan cannons, and it is such a surreal experience, like actually witnessing it in real life. Like I've never actually had the opportunity to witness it in life, like watching it in person, but like just the stories and the videos we get sent of it, it's just very surreal.
I think it's just a great tradition for families to what they do maybe right at sunset before they break their fast is to be there. It's just an annual tradition that families probably upkeep, and it's amazing, and its origins are as old as time.
And it's just a great feeling, you know, like a day full of fasting, and then the fast is like signified with such a beautiful, you know, experience, the cannon. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening around the city for Ramadan. Now our next story, the UAE listed as one of the happiest countries during the pandemic.
We knew this already.
We did.
We knew.
Even though it's been 3 years since the pandemic begun, its recent study has indicated that the Gulf countries were actually happiest during COVID-19 pandemic from 2020 all the way up until 2022.
And what's cool is this was a whole survey with values based on lifestyle, positive emotions, negative emotions. So they looked at every factor, and the UAE was praised for continuously trying to protect the mental health of its residents throughout the pandemic.
So, of course, other factors like gross domestic product per capita, social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, generosity and freedom from corruption were also measured with positive results in these countries.
And they looked at a couple of cool factors which I wasn't even aware of, even though that we were here in the centre reading the news to you all. But the UAE was actually the first to nationally sanitise all areas. So yes, we saw the sanitisation happening on the streets, but did we know that we were the first city or country to do it? As well as that, you know, we obviously had that countrywide lockdown which affected us all. However, it meant that it was so strict that we actually got to move out of the pandemic faster than so many. So we're so grateful for that. The nation also provided prompt food and grocery delivery. We're a nation of delivery, and that ramped right up in the pandemic, and I don't think it's stopped since then. Isolation facilities, of course, from the get-go. I remember Amy Jones, Lovin Dubai director, she was, we did a live with her from a hotel 3 weeks into the pandemic. I think she'd been traveling. She came back from the UK and she was quarantined. And we had that live experience with her. I was in my apartment and she was in a hotel, and she was explaining how it had happened. So
no, we were in the office then.
The specific live was from my apartment.
From your apartment.
And then we had that conversation that the people had come to her apartment, taken her to a hotel. She was doing fine. Like she was okay. But it was just that whole infrastructure that they put in place. And I hope we've talked about the pandemic enough that we don't have to revert back to it, and that it's the end.
For sure.
But as a final summary, we were so grateful for all of the infrastructure that put in place, and it led to us being one of the happiest countries in the world.
I mean, honestly, there's no surprise there, like Casey said, and we also know a lot of expats, and we just had a lot of immigrants moving in at that time, knowing just how safe the city was, how safe the country was, and all of the rules and regulations they put in place to ensure that at a time of such unpredictability, like there was some stability for the countries, for the city, for its residents, and rules and regulations were just so transparent in terms of like, this has been put in place to prevent this, and the duration, the time, like every thing. It was raining yesterday, but apparently it's going to be raining in some areas of the UAE today, tomorrow, and day after. So there's that, and if that's not enough to wet your whistle, authorities are expecting some fog to roll in on March 24th, which is Friday.
Although it doesn't feel like it in Dubai, like I said, if you're just joining the show, by the way, we are live from Hilton Dubai Palm Jumeirah. So we drove out, usually we're driving to Production City. We got to drive out to the Palm this morning, and it was so beautiful. I was like, imagine spending more time here. Like, it's a glorious day, so we're not seeing the rain right yet.
Yeah.
However, you never know. Because yesterday we woke up to a cloudy and overcast sky, and soon after, authorities sent out that notification. So did you get it on your phone? I certainly did. Our whole office did. To warn residents of adverse weather conditions that hit the city. They basically said, stay away from beaches, stay away from flood-prone areas, just keep off the roads if possible. And basically, as heavy rain had hit Dubai, it hit specific areas.
Yeah, specific areas.
We were in Production City, it was all right, but I saw all of your videos from downtown, and it was madness for about an hour, and then it kind of cooled off. It didn't last.
Yeah, it stopped, I think, by 5 p.m. That was the latest, and then from there it was just like dry skies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Production City, I feel so unlucky that we didn't get to see like the actual rain and hail that Old Dubai got to witness more than us. Like they actually saw hail.
You know what comes with the rain and the hail? Traffic. You wouldn't have been able to get home last night. It would have been a mess. The roads would have been flooded. We were so lucky we were there.
Don't say that. You know, like last time, like it's PTSD. I was actually stuck in the office till 10 p.m.
Exactly.
There were no cabs available.
Exactly. It's busy time when it's rains.
You were off in Switzerland or some France at that time, and I'm like, I don't know how to get home.
We're allowed to have a holiday, Simran. Do not,
you were working.
do not shame me for having a holiday.
But you were working. It wasn't even a holiday.
With no commute, it was great. But it was interesting because obviously we got a little bit of drizzle, and everyone in the office is, let's just go outside to take a look.
And
which is so foreign to me. I've been here for 10 years and I still find the habit of wanting to take a video of the rain so foreign because it's rain.
Everyone's doing it.
See it every day. Not because everyone's doing it, but because I'm so used to 200 out of 300 days having rain.
Right, Irish.
It's not a treat. It's not magical. It's grey and we love the sun. That's why we're here.
The rain, the drizzles, the hail, not the hail, of course, because people get very not sensitive, like just very protective over their cars. So like, oh my God, my baby. But of course, talk about cloud seeding. Let's go back to that. Now, the National Center of Meteorology, NCM's cloud seeding division is keeping a close eye on convective clouds and for potential cloud seeding operations. And their aim is to enhance the rainfall across the country. And an official from NCM's cloud seeding division told Gulf News that so far, 5 cloud seeding flights have been dispatched, and we will be sending more flights depending on the formation of clouds. So that is really to, just enhance the agriculture in the country and just increase the level of rainfall per year. And I am so down for that. I am so down to see more rainfall in the country.
But I think people will be surprised at how regular and constant the cloud seeding projects are, and it doesn't always result in rain. But they actually are quite regular, and as you said, it goes into improving the rainfall in the country and serving agricultural needs, which we are so behind. We support. But let's jump into our next story. Of course, if you're just joining the show, we're not in our regular studio. We are live from Hilton Dubai Palm Jumeirah. We want to give away an iftar for 4, so get tagging. This is a beautiful hotel. We're located on the Palm, of course. It's actually the Hilton's newest hotel. 605 rooms, or you wouldn't feel it. It's just spectacular, grand lobby with incredible views from every angle. So as you walk into the lobby, you can see Ain Dubai on the other side, so you get that location. We're on West Beach with the incredible view, which means, of course, you get that incredible sunset, which I cannot get enough of in Dubai at the moment. It's already becoming the go-to beach escape, and not just that, the restaurants here are killer. I spoke to Rahul when I arrived, and I was like, I've already been here twice. Barfly, and I haven't been to Factory by Beginnings yet, but yes, of course, they have that here as well. They also have Claw. Muslim has just opened, which is going big for Ramadan, and Jones the Grocer is located here as well. So heaps of restaurants to take note of. You can do staycay or F&B outing.
All the best restaurants we get against Trader Vic's, Jones the Grocer, Barfly upstairs, which I think our entire office has been to, and the views from outside, like you said, the sunset.
The whole hotel, yeah.
It is stunning. It is surreal. And then of course you have Muslim, and we just checked out the buffet. It is incredible. The tent, the Ramadan setup with the lanterns and lights, it's so beautiful. Like, this hotel is giving. And the hotel's also got a massive beach right at its doorstep. During the day you can catch yourself a tan, and then during the nightfall comes, you can bust out some dance moves by their pool club, which, by the way, the prices are amazing. So if you are looking for a nice pool day by the Zing, it's 100 dirhams per person during the weekdays and 150 dirhams per person during the weekends. And the best part is that it's fully redeemable on F&B.
That's what you want. So if you're looking for a pool date this weekend, 150 in, and it's redeemable on F&B. Right?
It is amazing.
And it's on West Beach, which we know is a great vibe and has the incredible views. You come through the spectacular lobby, so if you're looking for a new place to check out, do. And of course, with the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan, you can also come here and check out the incredible buffet experience at Muslim, which they're going to kick off. And like we said, it's all about Ramadan vibes, so the place now has lanterns the whole way in. You can kind of see the stunning red canopy vibes they've got going on behind us, but you kind of need to be here to fully experience it. The iftar experience starts at $195 per person, and you can win simply by tagging right now, before, during and after the show. We'll check the comments: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We love seeing your comments after the show as well, so if you send us a little message, it might get you some brownie points. Iftar timings start at 6:30 to 7:45. Sahur timings are at 7:45 until 10:30, and of course you can follow all of the information from the hotel just by getting onto Instagram and doing @Hilton Dubai Palm.
Exactly. The prices are firstly amazing, especially for when you go to the Zing for a beach day. It's like you're practically paying for the food. You're not even paying for entry because it's redeemable, and that's I'm so going down to the Zing. Sold, right? But yeah, to win, just comment how pretty Casey and I are, and who would you take to the iftar with you. And if the answer is Casey,
Simran, can you please not use the live to finesse experiences?
until I get validation.
So it's like, you can just take us. It is an iftar for four, but you can, if you're interested.
And we are
out.
Out.
Live show done. Start the day, 5 to 9. Great, let's go.
Okay, Casey, I will catch you later. I'll catch you guys later.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love to do these live shows from location. Love it. You know I'm an Avon croissant gal.
Smell it.
It's amazing. But now I'm getting too close to it, you know? I can't just smell the whole thing. I actually walked into the hotel. There's a kid living his best life. I walked into the hotel this morning and there was a pastry chef with a wide, a massive tray with all pastries on it, and it just smelled amazing. Okay guys, so the show is over. If you want to see the full show and watch Navarta's segment, please go on to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, where the full show is as always. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Peace.
This is MS Talks 2.0. Let's discuss facts. Thank you for tuning in. We have a very interesting topic for you today. We're covering listening to your gut. Over the years, there's been lots of information released about the gut and its influence on your well-being. It seems that changes in the gut bacteria or microbiome have a direct impact on the immune system and may even play a part in someone's susceptibility to autoimmune conditions such as multiple sclerosis. This isn't such a crazy notion, considering 70% of the body's immune cells are located in the lymphoid tissue that lines the gut. Here with us to discuss this topic, Dr. Akhled Shatila, consultant neurologist in the Department of Neurology at SSMC Abu Dhabi. Dr. Shatila also manages the Multiple Sclerosis Clinic at Sheikh Shakbout Medical City. Dr. Shatila is also the chairman of the Medical Advisory Committee of the National Multiple Sclerosis Society in the UAE. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you, Casey, for having me.
We really appreciate your time, Doctor. To kick right off, can you tell us what gut bacteria is?
First of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here. The gut bacteria, actually, it's a very complex organism, if you want to think about it. There are trillions and trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites that live in our gut. And each group, and these trillions of organisms are unique to every single person. And they change based on our diet, based on what we eat, our activities of daily living. And then we're first exposed when we're born through our mothers, and it changes when we're sick, changes with our diet. And of course, there's a lot of evidence now saying that your bacteria may play a role with your immune system.
Wow, it's so fascinating, and I'm so excited for our discussion today. Can you also explain the impact of gut health on your overall health and well-being?
That's an excellent question. So in regards to your gut health, we know that the gut and your gut bacteria isn't just there for no reason. Your gut bacteria actually plays a very important role in making vitamins, digestion, and also overcrowding other bad organisms that could potentially be bad for you or cause diseases. So they're actually there and they serve a purpose. And so when these bacteria are they're dead or the composition changes, it can actually change your overall health and well-being. And there are things that we do that can make the bacteria more healthy or less healthy. Westernized diets, high in fats, high in sugar, low in fiber has been shown to cause more of a pro-inflammatory bacteria state, while diets that are healthier, high in fiber, low in fats, low in processed sugars, seem to play more with a healthy side of bacteria. And why is that important? Because if you have pro-inflammatory bacteria, it's been shown actually in mice as well as in people that your MS could get worse. And it's been shown also that people with MS do have a different composition of bacteria compared to people that do not have MS.
So one thing you said, there's things that you can do. Could MS be preventative if people looked after their gut health?
So MS, it's a very complicated disease in a sense. Even though it was first described in 1866, we still don't really know why people get it, or we don't have really one cause for MS. It's thought to be multifactorial: diet, sunlight, genetics, maybe a little bit of, maybe you were exposed to something, a virus, when you were younger. And all of these play different, they have different roles to causing MS in certain people, if you want to look at it like the perfect storm. Now when you add the gut bacteria, this is just an additional piece to this very complicated puzzle to what is causing MS. But now the thing is, does the gut bacteria actually play a role? It appears more and more that yes, it may play a role. It may cause the diets we eat or the foods we eat may make you more inflammatory or more prone to a relapse.
Interesting that it can play a role, but do you think that MS could be cured through gut bacteria?
Cured, I think, I don't think we're at the stage right now where we could say curing MS can be done just by your gut bacteria, but there are studies actually being done looking at if you can change the ratio of healthy versus unhealthy gut bacteria, either through the use of probiotics or even fecal microbiota transplants, where actually they do transplants of fecal flora from one healthy person to another person with the idea that maybe the disease can be stabilized because it's been shown in mice. It's a very novel idea, so new, and it sounds, at first you would cringe because it sounds, it's a cringing idea, but yet it's been shown that if you were to transplant bad bacteria from one mice who have MS to other bacteria or to other mice who don't have MS, you can increase their risk of getting MS by just transplanting bad bacteria from one gut and putting it in another mouse. So the corollary or the opposite, they're being looked at. And of course, there's the idea that can you change your gut bacteria without getting the fecal transplant just by eating healthy or maybe by certain medications that would change our natural composition. So there's a lot of research in this field.
And this leads into the next question. What can people do in general, more commonly to, I guess, just to improve their gut bacteria?
So when we look at what we can do, it all goes back down to the simple question, what can we do to live healthier or be healthy people? So yes, there's a lot of evidence saying that your gut bacteria may be having a role with inflammation, may cause your disease to get worse. And it's been shown in certain studies to have these effects. But we also know, even if you don't have MS, there's nothing wrong if you were to eat a diet low in saturated fats, low in sugars, high in fiber. That will make you be healthy overall. You'll lose fat, you'll have better skin, you'll have a better quality of life. And if that by effect makes your MS better, why not? And that's what I tell people.
True. Keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy.
So you can keep it healthy, but also there's a lot of over-the-counter probiotics. Do you think these are beneficial?
So probiotics are basically healthy bacteria, and healthy living bacteria that come either in a pill or in a supplement. Now the idea is that if your ratio of good bacteria to bad bacteria is somehow changed by the use of antibiotics, probiotics may actually be shown to be helpful, especially with people that have had antibiotic-associated diarrhea. That's where it's recommended to eat some yogurt, Lovin, or take a probiotic to get back into this healthy bacteria. But now, does that mean that you should be buying probiotics because you have MS? We don't have that answer yet. So I would say no.
That's so interesting. And do you have any final words of advice for people who are looking at gut bacteria in relation to MS?
Thank you, Casey, for that last question and very important topic overall. The gut bacteria, like I said, is extremely important. And we're just beginning to understand how the gut plays a role, not just with our overall health, but also with our brain, and more particularly with MS. So what we know, if you eat healthy, high fiber foods, low fat, low sugars, it may actually not only help your MS, but it will definitely help your overall well-being, which has also been shown to help your MS. So I think it is very important. Your body is your temple. Take care of it, and let's stay tuned for the future and see what it holds.
Very important final piece of advice. We really appreciate your time on the whole topic. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
That is all we have time for in MS Talks 2.0. Let's discuss facts.